Okay, I was just listening so
Cool.
far because okay now my question is about pronunciation.
Okay.
Okay, I would like to get better at pronunciation, but
Fantastic.
I think it's kind of a difficult thing. Okay, at least for me.
Hmm.
So do you have any tips or I don't know some activities that could help me
Hmm.
to improve my pronunciation?
Of course, for pronunciation, you have to just again follow. Or obviously, you need to have a tutor or a coach or a teacher to correct your pronunciation actually. But if you cannot afford it, or there is no opportunity for you to have a teacher or a coach,
Yeah.
you need to uh, how can I say, use YouTube. YouTube is the great source. Even me
Yeah.
myself have a couple of videos about pronunciation. Those really important
Yeah.
part of pronunciation. In case if you are interested, you can go and have a look. But yeah, I would say you need to have a coach, or you need to have a native speaker as a friend to help you to
Yeah.
correct your mistakes, if you have, of course, obviously, or YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is a great source. YouTube is an ocean, you definitely can find anything you really want.
So, do you think that maybe only by listening to someone that
Mhm.
is native
Mhm.
is not enough to get a good pronunciation?
Actually, so far, your pronunciation is really cool. I mean, really understandable, and you speak
Yeah.
fluently, yeah. But of course, in terms of, uh, how can I say it? Learning and practicing, yeah, I mean, you have no other choice rather than just listening, okay? You need to listen and follow and imitate. This method is very old, but I would call it as gold. Old but gold. The method is
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the
That's right.
the method is,
Exactly.
you need to, for example, listen. What was your name is John, right? Okay.
Yes.
And where are you from? May I ask?
I'm from Colombia.
Colombia. Cool. Listen, very old method, but it is really cool, I think. Try to find a short story with audio, okay? A short story with
Okay.
audio based on your level. I don't know what your level is, but anyway, find that, listen to it really carefully while reading the short story. When you finish reading and listening to that specific short story, now, I mean, take your telephone, record your voice. Now you read that short story. Then listen to your voice and compare it to the original voice or recording that
Yeah.
the native speaker was actually reading. I mean, storyteller was actually reading. So this can really help you, because you need to be aware of your mistakes. Mostly when people are
Yeah.
speaking, they are not aware of their mistakes and problems. This is the case. This can really help you to at least improve a little bit.
Okay, teacher Mason,
Yes, please.
may I ask something
Of
else,
course.
please? Okay, so because, okay, let me try to elaborate a little bit what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Okay, because I believe that maybe just by listening or trying to imitate the way a native speak is not enough for me because I'm not a native. Okay, maybe that could work for babies or for small children because it's the way we maybe in the past when we were child get the language, okay? But actually, I think we need a different kind of technique or method. I don't know how to say that,
Mhm.
that help you to really get the sound because it's different, okay? The way we
Mhm. Mhm.
get the language as adults,
I see.
very different as we get the
You are
language
right.
when we are very young, okay? So I would like to, I don't know, to find a way that give me the tool, the instrument to get better because I don't want to practice my mistakes. Okay, because the saying says makes make perfect. Okay, practice makes perfect. But I
Exactly.
think you need to get the right practice because if you are practicing your mistakes, you are going to get better on your mistakes. Okay,
Exactly.
so I don't know.
Actually, you're totally right as an adult person, obviously, but unfortunately, there is no definite technique or method to improve your pronunciation other than speaking directly to a person of that specific language. So I would say find yourself. I mean, the best way is this: find yourself uh, a sort of native speaker as a friend, okay, native speaker friend, and talk to him or her and ask him or her to actually
Point
correct
out,
you.
point out my mistake.
Exactly, correct you, point out your mistakes, and blah blah blah. This is the really the fastest way actually. But if you cannot afford it, if you cannot have that opportunity, there is a software or app which is called as Rosetta Stone. Actually, I created some videos about this on my YouTube channel. In case you're interested, you can go and check it. Rosetta Stone has the feature of recognizing your voice and trying to how can I say, no, I cannot say the software tries to shape your pronunciation, but at least you can see that whether this robotic software can understand you. If a robot can understand you, I most probably I would say a normal person can simply understand you. Or a very very good trick may be this is very easy, everybody knows that, but people neglect it. Let me hold on. you know a very interesting trick can be this: open Google Translate, enable the microphone, and read a passage. Again, open Google Translate, okay,
Ah,
translate.google.com on your computer, obviously, or on your
yes,
telephone.
I know the tool is
Yeah,
speech recognition.
exactly. You speak to that, talk to that, or try to try to make Google transcribe your sentences. In that case, you can be sure that, oh, whatever you are saying, however you are speaking, if Google can understand you as a robot, most probably human beings can understand you far better. This can be the only thing that I can offer right now.
Okay, no, I really appreciate
My
your
pleasure, man.
help.
My
Okay,
pleasure. My pleasure.
okay.
Of
Where are you
course.
from, by the way?
I'm Iranian. I'm from Iran, but I live in Istanbul, Turkey. I have been teaching English for like 12 years, and I have been dealing with
Wow.
English for more than 20 years as a
Okay,
Wow,
student.
okay.
it's a long time.
Long time, yes. I'm still learning, man,
Yes,
I
we
am
need
still
we need
learning.
a long time actually to master a language, I
Yeah, I
think,
mean,
because
there's no master.
I'm from Colombia, but I live in Italy, and I speak Italian too.
Cool.
Uh, and that's why I'm trying now to get better, to improve my English.
Fantastic.
But it's kind of difficult for me. Okay, I'm
Okay.
trying hard, and I don't know. I find that pronunciation is the most difficult part for me. Okay,
Great.
I have another question. May I? Sorry.
Of course, please, yes, I am all ears. Go ahead.
Okay, in your opinion, how relevant or important is grammar?
Excellent. You see, this is one of the frequently asked questions that I intentionally put it in my interview questions. I
Mhm.
asked this question from every single teachers that I interviewed them, okay? And every single teacher actually had a great answer for that. Sometimes they surprised me with their answers. Sometimes, of course, I, as a teacher, also learned from them. It is super, super cool to get people's ideas. But in terms of, sorry, you said I lost the question. You said the pronunciation. Sorry, grammar. You said.
No, no, about grammar. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm the
correct.
same guy. I'm the same guy that asked about pronunciation
Yeah, yeah,
because
exactly.
I think pronunciation and grammar are in some way related. I don't know.
Pronunciation and grammar are related. You said.
I think in some way, no, no.
I don't think so. Actually, let me put it this way. All of the skills in a language are important. Okay, and they are connected. They are intermingled. Intermingled means connected and mixed.
See, I like when you say mingle between people, among people, mingle yourself, something like that.
Intermingled means
Yeah.
connected. Okay, mixed.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like that. So like listening, speaking, reading, and writing. All of these skills are related, and you need to improve all of them actually. But in terms of again grammar, again you need to practice. You have to follow the rules because grammar is basically this a set of rules for people to follow if you want to look formal, if you want to have a sort of standard English. Understand? In that case, I would say practice, practice, practice. You can self study, like how can I say, with via the books from Cambridge, like grammar in use. Grammar in use books are fantastic. You can self study. Yeah, no problem.
But it shouldn't be the main aspect to focus on, no?
I beg your
You
pardon.
shouldn't be.
We shouldn't what?
You shouldn't focus so much on grammar because you could get grammar by reading, by listening, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. As I said earlier, or as I always say, I mean, as an answer, I would say, you know, if you want to look formal, if you want to show your English, show your standard English, go for grammar. But if you really want to speak comfortably and to be understood, focus on your vocabulary and pronunciation. Okay. Again, if you
Okay.
want to be formal, if you want to look formal, you need to have standard English, like you need to learn and follow grammar. But if you want to speak comfortably, if you want to be understood easily among people, so you need to focus and practice your uh, pronunciation and learn a lot of vocabulary, as many vocabulary as you can.
Okay. Thank you very
My
much
pleasure, man. My
for.
pleasure. Exactly, of course. No pain, no gain. Sorry, you need to
Yeah, yeah,
simply, work hard in order to get what you want.
yeah. So, have you ever struggle with, speaking? Yeah, like now I'm often, struggle with my grammar when I speak. Yeah, like when I talk about the past, I often, use the wrong verb tense. Yeah, something like this.
I don't understand your question.
Like let me tell you again, like so do you have any like advice for me to when I speak English I often make some grammar mistake,
I
you
see.
know.
Okay, okay, I get it.
Yeah, it's about when I talk about the past. Yeah, the past. Yeah, I often make some grammar mistake about it, like the verb tense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Grammatical mistakes are really something normal because grammar is sort of, I mean, I would call them as a set of rules that people need to focus on and people need to basically follow it.
Yeah.
Okay, and every single person uh, can make mistakes, can make grammatical mistakes. That is quite normal. But if you really want to
Yeah.
improve it, you definitely need to work harder on your grammar. But in terms of speaking, I don't think that you really need to have great grammar. I mean, if you can convey your message, guys, convey.
Yeah.
Convey means to send. Let me type it. To send something, especially to send a message. You can convey your message.
Convey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can convey your message to your partner, then you can simply speak with those people.
Yeah.
So that is okay. No worries for that.
Yeah. So now you working at university or English center?
Mm, I work for language schools
Yeah.
here in Istanbul.
So about nowadays, so you still work as your workplace or you working online?
Um, yeah, we have online classes, we have offline or actual classes. Yeah, no problem. I
Yeah.
join both of them, of course.
Yeah.
But these days, because of COVID-19 and the outbreak,
Yeah.
people prefer to have online classes. Yeah, but of course we have offline. I mean, actual classes that normally everybody has to wear a mask in the classes like that. Yeah.
Uh, so let's talk about practicing listening. In my opinion, uh, I think vocabulary is the most important for you
Exactly.
to listening.
Mhm.
So how about what? How about you? What do you think about it? So what the uh, it take to be good at listening?
Exactly. Vocabulary is really important. As I always say, you definitely need to build
Yeah.
up your vocabulary. That is for sure. And
Yeah.
also, if you want to improve your speaking, you have to listen a lot, like really a lot.
Yeah.
Listen and follow, listen and imitate, and step by step, you will be better than yesterday, so to speak.
Yeah. Like like we try to copy the people who good at English and
Exactly, yeah.
shadowing. Yeah.
Sure. You have to follow and imitate. I would say, of course,
Yeah.
basically native speakers because the language is their language actually. So I highly recommend you to follow them and listen to them and try to imitate them. Yeah, that is the only
Yeah.
choice.
So do you think as a English teacher, is this hard for you to be good at your work?
All of the works,
Because
all of the jobs.
I let me tell you because I also want to become an English teacher
Really?
someday.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Every single
actually,
job
I'm serious.
possible. Every single job has its own pros and cons. Do you know this word?
Yeah,
Pros and cons. Do you know this word? This expression?
yeah. I know.
What is it?
Like this disadvantage and advantage, right?
Advantage,
Yeah,
advantages, and disadvantages. Yeah, pros and
yeah,
cons. So we cannot say this job is the easiest, that job is the hardest. Every single job is difficult somehow, I would say. Of course, because
yeah,
as a teacher, you have to deal with students. Normally, you're dealing with
yeah,
human beings. I
yeah,
mean, students have different psychology, different needs, different mood. So dealing with
yeah,
people dealing with human beings is really difficult.
yeah. So uh, you was a English teacher, so to how much time you have to work for a day?
It varies, it changes, it depends on you how much time you want to work.
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
related to you and your capacity in terms of energy,
Yeah.
potential, time,
Yeah.
all of this stuff. Yeah.
I think when we speak to the native speaker, I think they use a lot of racial verb and a lot of slang. Yeah, it's hard for us to understand.
Exactly.
And yeah, there are a lot of racial verbs, so it's hard for me to to learn it. Yeah, it's hard for get in my mind. Yeah.
Hmm. I see. By the way, where are you from?
So how about you?
Where are you
I'm
from?
from Vietnam. I'm
Vietnam.
from Vietnam.
I see. I
You know
see.
Vietnam?
I heard, of course. It is. I think it should be
Yeah.
somewhere close to China over there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. I'm a neighborhood of China.
Cool. So, of course, phrasal verbs are really important, and native speakers, especially Americans, tend to use phrasal verbs a lot. You're totally correct, exactly. But phrasal verbs
Yeah.
are so tricky, and you definitely need to learn different meanings of every
Yeah.
single phrasal verb, of course. But yeah, by practicing, you can do that. John Doe says, "Teacher, I'd like to ask something. May I?" Of course, man. You can ask question. Everybody can ask his or her question here. I am here to help. Of course, I have limited time just
Yeah.
for now. But of course, you can ask your questions. Yes, I can receive your question.
Yeah.
So Alex says, when people ask, "Is English grammar important?" They desperately hope the answer is no. It is no. Yeah, I would say grammar is not important, Alex. I mean, if you really want to, uh, how can I say, speak fluently, because if you want to be so accurate, because grammar is number one factor or element in accuracy, right? Because when we speak, we if we want to be accurate, or if we want to look accurate, so the first thing that comes to our minds is grammar itself. So grammar somehow blocks us from being fluent. Understand what am I talking about? That is why I
Yeah.
say grammar is not very important if you want to speak fluently. But if you're a writer, you're writing articles, you're writing books, short stories, essays, compositions, etc., etc., you definitely need to have great and a fantastic grammar, undoubtedly. Understand? This is what I was
Yeah.
talking about. But normally people want to be fluent. Normally people want to speak fluently and comfortably. That is the case. So I would say
Yeah.
in this case,
So,
grammar actually blocks you from being fluent.
so could you say that after being fluent is a good idea to study grammar, but after being fluent? Yes?
After being fluent, I said after being fluent you need to study grammar. Did I say
No,
so?
no, no, no. We could say that, okay? If you are fluent, if you're at the beginning, your main goal is not being accurate when you are talking,
Mhm.
maybe after being fluent, after that you get a good English level, you could focus after that on grammar. If
Fantastic.
we okay, we
Fantastic
could say
question.
that. Okay.
Fantastic question. I like that. Thank you. Listen, what is the difference between a native speaker and non-native speaker is this. I would say native speakers are both accurate and fluent simultaneously or at the same time. Non-native speakers I mean, those people who are working a lot on their grammar, okay, on their English actually, uh, can be either fluent or accurate. It is
No
so
both.
difficult, it is so difficult to be fluent and accurate as a non-native speaker at the same times. I don't want to say it is impossible, but you have to, how can I say, forget one of them to get the other one, because your brain is going to literally, burn and explode. That is why I
Mhm.
say focus on one of them. If you really want to be fluent, if the fluency is the case, focus on fluency. If no, you want to be accurate and without any mistake, as mostly teachers have to be like that, you definitely need to focus on your accuracy. So what happens here, if you want to do so, your speed will dramatically slow down. This is normal, okay, because you're focusing on both of them at the same time. You really want to be fluent and accurate at the same time. So this is so challenging, so challenging. So what should you do? I would say slow your speed down and focus on both. But if it is not possible for you, I would say focus on fluency rather than focusing on, accuracy. Because even native speakers are vulnerable and they can make a lot of mistakes. It is possible and they don't care.
No,
Okay.
but actually, natives, they could be accurate, they could be fluent, but most of them don't know the rule. Maybe they know why is correct, but not why,
Exactly. Because
because
they don't
because
need to know. Listen.
yes, because they don't actually they get the language by listening. They were rise up listening to the language, so they know that the rule or the way they
Exactly.
say something is right just because they know it. But I
Exactly.
think at the end we could get an advantage on them because we actually know the rule and we know how to apply it because we study by rules. I think, no.
Cool. Actually, you're totally correct. But let me tell you something, because native speakers, as you said, raised with English, I mean, they immerse themselves to English. They, as I would say, they submerge themselves to English all the time since they were, kid. And I mean, wherever they go, they are using English in the school, in the university, outside, inside. Everybody is speaking English, and everybody is native. So what happens? They automatically and naturally uh, learn the language. I mean, get the language, and I think they have great ears. I mean, I think native speakers' technique is they depend on their ears. They trust their ears. And for example, if you say, for example, if I say, I is a teacher, listen, I is a teacher. So what happens? You say, no, this is wrong. You cannot say I is a teacher. It is wrong because my ear is the best judge, because my ears actually haven't heard this structure until now. Okay, so you say no,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
is incorrect. It cannot be the correct sentence. You need to change it. I is should be I am a teacher, I am a student. Now it is correct. I think this is the technique that native speakers are doing it really professionally, because they listened a lot. That is why I always and always and always say, first skill, first and I mean foremost, the best skill that you have to focus on is the listening itself. Listen, 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 listen.
Yeah, yes, I
Yeah,
think that
yeah.
I totally agree because I think fluency comes before, no, before, yes, after, sorry, after you are good at listening. I think that.
Fluency, no,
because
no, no. Listen, both of them are practical, man. You know, if you want to be fluent and accurate at the same time, you need to spend tremendous amount of time. You know, tremendous, big amount of time practicing on your
I
English. It's
think I think we have to make mistake before we being fluent. Yeah, we have to make a lot of mistake.
exactly, definitely. You know, you definitely need to make mistakes and
the
plus
same,
be corrected. You need to be
okay, the
corrected
same
by
as
someone.
Yeah,
child do, the same children do, the same,
Hmm.
no?
Exactly, exactly. You know, as you said, yeah, children do that. They make mistakes, and they are being corrected by their parents, obviously, and in the
yeah.
schools, by their teachers and principals or other people. Yeah, step by step, they learn it. They perceive the language
So
automatically and naturally. Yes.
I have a question.
Hmm.
Yeah, that like when you are studying English, and sometimes you will feel like boring about it. So how can you keep your motivation
Cool.
when you learn English?
Fantastic question. Fantastic question. Actually, I asked this question too. This is the first question that I ask from teachers, not when I
Yeah,
interview them. Again, in case if
yeah,
because there are some new people, that is why I keep sharing the link. Okay, I keep sharing the link
yeah,
because there are new people coming and joining this platform.
yeah,
Listen,
yeah, yeah,
motivation. I always say, teacher, how can we motivate students? What should we do? Blah blah blah. And
yeah,
I receive really interesting answers from those teachers. I highly recommend you to watch those videos, and I'm sure that you are going to love them and learn a lot in terms of teaching or in terms of studying. Anyway, I highly recommend them.
yeah,
So motivation is
yeah,
really important topic to discuss and talk about.
yeah,
I would say, of course, teachers need to motivate students somehow by how can I say? For example, I say, okay, this student actually was bad. Now he or she is able to speak well. He or she is able to listen and understand, read and comprehend. Blah blah blah. So
yeah,
I will tell that, okay, look, this is your achievement. You're a successful person.
yeah,
I would say that this is your achievement and you're a successful person. Understand? And
yeah,
this is motivation. Another one should come within, okay, inside you,
yeah,
inside of you, which is you, okay? You need to motivate yourself. How? By setting goals. Why you are studying English? I always say, first of all, how? Why?
yeah,
Sorry, why are you studying
yeah,
English? Because I want to be a
yeah,
good tourist, because I want to
Okay.
continue my studies, because I want to do business, because I want to make friends, because I want to travel abroad and live there. Because you need to find
yeah,
a good answer for this. You need to find a good answer for this
yeah.
and then go for it. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I have another question. In
Okay.
your, based on your experience,
Okay.
you talk English now. You are actually a teacher.
Hmm.
What was the most difficult part for you?
Challenging part, you mean?
Yes,
Challenging
the
part.
challenging. Yes, the most difficult, the challenging part for you.
There are, I mean, teaching is really challenging somehow because, as I said
I
earlier.
know, but I'm not asking about the profession of being a teacher. No, in the situation of learning English, what
Mhm.
was the most challenging part for you in English about learning English?
Learning or teaching?
No learning.
Learning
Oh,
English.
you yes,
Hmm.
because you say you are not a native, no?
I am no, I am a non-native speaker. I am not native.
Yes. So how long have you been learning English?
I
I
have been
suppose.
dealing. I have been. Okay, what do you suppose?
Okay, I suppose you started in some point in the past to learn English, okay? I don't know how long. Okay, so
Uh,
I think, or I guess, or suppose you found some difficulties to learn English. Okay,
of
what
course,
was
I
the
get it.
most challenged part? Okay,
Cool. Very, very nice and really cool question. Actually, I started learning English when I was 11 or 12 years old. I mean,
okay,
I was a kid. I was about to uh, go to next level and I was about to be a teenager. Yeah, let's say in early teenager. I was an early teenager. So anyway, the most challenging thing as a language learner for me, first of all, was understanding. I mean, listening was again really difficult in the beginning, and later on, of course, we can say phrasal verbs are still somehow challenging because they have different meanings, so it is challenging to actually use them properly and correctly, as well as somehow proverbs, sometimes idioms. These are, I think, the most challenging part of learning process, I would say.
yeah. Even for me, phrasal verbs are like a nightmare for me. Oh my
No, of course,
goodness.
I would say, actually, to be honest with you, if you want to be formal, again, if you want to be formal, you need to avoid phrasal verbs, actually. I don't say that, the books of IELTS or, academic English proficiency test books actually are mentioning this, that if you want to write something or tell something in a sort of academic scale, okay, you should avoid phrasal verbs, but you're
Okay.
allowed to use idioms in, for example, in your speaking, because idioms is the next level. Using idiom actually uh, means means that you have a mastery over the language. You know English, for example, very well. So idioms are
Yes,
okay.
because you actually know the nuances of the language or something like that.
Hmm. Of
Yes.
course, as I said again, you can go to this channel of mine, go to playlist. I actually taught about idioms too. I think there are like 20, 25 idioms so far. I will also upload some new idioms in the future. There are a lot of things to talk about, but of course the time is restricted and limited. So yeah, you can go and check it. I think they can be useful because I try to make it interesting and make it interactive and different.
Okay.
I mean, I try to make different videos for my YouTube channel, and because I want to build a community, and how can I say, make it bigger and bigger. Not obviously being very famous, but I want to help more people. This is my goal, actually.
Okay, nice. So you would say that it's better
Hmm.
to focus on idioms and not phrasal verbs at this point,
I
at
would
least in my
say,
case.
yeah. How? What should we do,
Okay,
John? We need to basically, there are a lot of elements in a language. It is not just phrasal verbs. It is not just the idioms. It is not just the proverbs. We have collocations.
Yeah,
We
yes,
have we
English is huge,
Yeah, not
huge.
just English. All
So
of the languages
that's why
actually
I
like
ask
that.
you these kind of things because we need to concentrate
Hmm.
or focus in just one part because
Hmm.
to pick the whole picture and try to get the big picture is kind of difficult.
Exactly.
So
Absolutely.
we need to concentrate in a piece, maybe master that piece, and next move on to the next big piece or something like that.
Exactly. Exactly. Of course, there are a lot of things in English to learn, and you have to. I mean, I wanted to say that there is an element, they call it as a slang language, like street talk. You need to focus on that too if you really want to live abroad or in a sort of English speaking country, and every state, every country, every English speaking country has its own slang, actually, which is really huge, really huge. But I would
Yes,
say,
very
as a
well.
language learner, try to focus on formal language rather than, slang. Why? Because
Standard, I
standard
would
English,
say,
yes,
no?
because uh, most probably you are going to use English with a large group of people who are, how can I say, from around the world. They are not obviously, they should not be just, native speakers. Maybe they are non-native speakers, and I have to say that the number of non-native speakers who are using English actually is really bigger than the native speakers themselves. So if you use street talk or slang, maybe non-native speakers cannot understand you, so you couldn't speak well, you couldn't convey your message really well. So avoid them, yeah, avoid them, I would say.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yes, I need to focus in a smaller part of my learning. I don't know.
Not
Okay,
small, I didn't
because
say small, I said formal language, and even the
no,
formal
no,
language is a
no. I'm trying to
huge
say it
stuff.
in a small piece of the picture, of the big
Mm-hmm,
picture.
mm-hmm,
Okay. Yes. In that way,
exactly,
when I become good at that part, I could move to the next step or something like
exactly,
that.
exactly. So, very good. If you don't have any further question, I have to go, guys. But if you have any really important question right now, maybe I can stay for a couple of minutes. But I have to go. Maybe at
Yeah,
night,
I have a question.
after a couple of hours, maybe I will come back again. I am not sure. I don't
Yeah,
promise.
uh,
But go ahead. Yes,
yeah, I have a question.
yes.
So, how to use phrasal verbs? No, because it's very difficult to
How
learn
to
them.
actually?
Yeah, phrasal verbs.
John asked this question. John asked this question before. Phrasal verbs, how, you have to, I mean, the best way to use, these things in terms of phrasal verb collocations, connotations, slangs, this and that. I would say look up a dictionary and try to read the definitions and the examples. I would say go for Cambridge Dictionary. Go for Cambridge Dictionary. It provides a lot of good examples, and you can follow that. Yes, but of course, practice, practice, practice.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Yeah,
My pleasure once again. Yeah, you can join my YouTube channel and try to
yeah,
subscribe and also
yeah.
consume the.
Already subscribed.
Thank you. I mean, I really appreciate that, but of course, try to watch them and try to learn.
Yeah,
Subscribing
of
is
course.
good. I appreciate, but it is not enough because I created these videos for you guys to see and watch and learn and tell me about your ideas. This is the case, actually. Understand?
For
So
sure.
yeah, cool. Okay. Um, if you don't mind, I have to go. Maybe after a couple of hours, I will come back. I hope to see you here again. Take care of yourselves and
Okay.
be happy, stay calm and safe. Bye bye.
Bye.